Hi, I'm Kelly from Using Technology Better, bringing you the latest updates and new features with a side order of how they might make your day go a little bit better. So looking at our Google updates for January 2023. So the first update I have for you is that the Google for Education website has had a little bit of a refresh for educators. So when we go up to the top for educators, there is now this product guides feature. And in here are a whole heap of guides on all the different Google tools to help you and your staff get started. So a nice first place to go, particularly with any new staff that are coming on board that are new to Google. It's a really good place to start. In there are a couple of really awesome new workshops that you can jump into as well. The first one is Google Tools for In-Person Learning, and this one is developed for coming out of our hybrid learning and giving you some tips and bits and pieces to do with coming back to being in person with students. So it's another nice little package here for you to go through and get some upskilling in this area. The second one is the Chromebooks for Educators course, and this is a really awesome tool and course for you to do if you have Chromebooks in your classroom. So a little bit of how to use them and some essential tools that are within the Chromebooks. Some things that you might not even know that are in there. You might find out something new about the device you've been using for a wee while. Then the next thing I want to draw your eyes to is this thing called Chrome OS Flex. Now, Chrome OS Flex has been developed by Google as something to help with the end of life of some of your devices. So we all know that the Chrome operating system doesn't take as much oomph to really, or RAM to be using it as what it would for a Windows system, because everything's online. So you can now turn your Windows devices into Chromebooks using Chrome OS Flex, and it's completely free for you to go through, deploy it onto your Windows devices and turn it into a Chromebook. And it works exactly the same way as a Chromebook would, with you logging in with your Google account, and away you go. Everything is then pretty much using online for the tools. Then a couple of updates within our tools is the next part. So I've got inside Google Docs, one of the updates that happened towards the end of 2022 was that we can now split cells within our tables. So it used to be that I would have to preempt how many columns and rows that I would need in order to be merging them rather than splitting them, because you couldn't split them, but now you can split them. So excited. I've been waiting for this feature to come for a very long time. So you just right click on the cell that you want to split, hit split cells, and you tell it how many columns and how many rows you want to split it into. So really awesome if you are like me and you use tables quite a bit for things like planning, for worksheets for students, for graphic organizers, for sorting things out. No longer do you have to create a new row or a new column and then having to go through and merge all of the cells that you need to merge apart from the single one that you needed split. So you can now just split. Such a good time saver. I love that this one has come into Microsoft Word. And the last little thing that I have for you today is inside Google Sheets. So Google Sheets now have drop-down chips. So chips are, if I hover over one of these ones that I've previously created, when I hover over it, it gives me a little bit more detail about something that I've put a link into. So if we have a look at how to place these, we can see some of the different options. So a couple of different ways to put them inside your sheets. First one, I can go up to insert, and we have our smart chips here. So I can insert a person, a file, or a calendar event. Let's try a calendar event. And what's going to happen is it's going to pull from your Google Calendar any events that are upcoming, and you can just click on it and it'll be in here for you to just hover over. When I hover over that, I can click onto it and it'll take me through to that event on my calendar. And there it is there. So any notes, any meet links, all that sort of stuff will be, if I've got it in that Google Calendar event, it can take me straight away to that. With people, really cool that I can just copy their email from here, or I can just click on there and it's going to take me into my Gmail and make a new email to that person. So real quick and easy. A really fast way to have a list of staff to be able to quickly email to people in and out of a shared sheet. With a doc, we can have the smart chip on here so I can actually preview it. I can copy the link, or I can go straight into the link from here. And then one of the ones that I think is going to be like a complete game changer with these smart chips are these little drop downs. So the second way to be able to add something into your cell, if you like me and you like shortcuts, if you put the @ symbol in there, then it's going to pop up with a few different options here. So you've got your people, your files, and your calendars, but then you've also got these drop downs under components. So if I click on drop downs, it's going to give me this little drop down feature. I can give it the options that I want it to be and the colors that I want it to be. I can even add another option in here too. So let's make it the third one, and we can make him green. Once I hit done, then it's there waiting for me. So I can just drop that down and choose the option. So it might be things like whether that line item is ready for proofreading, whether it's ready to go to your marketing team, or in the classroom, whether it is an achieved or a not achieved grade for that student. Really, there's lots and lots of different ways that you could be using this. I know that some teachers use sheets for their rotation cycles. So now you can have all of the different types of rotations in a drop-down menu, and instead of having to delete out and type in new options for your students, whether it's the teacher rotation, their independent, or their follow-up, or games, you can just have them sitting there in a drop-down, and you can just choose which one the students are going to be using or doing for that day. So that is my Google updates for January. I hope that you have found a few pieces of gold in there that you can take into your everyday. And thanks for watching.